The DJI Mavic Pro 2 is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated drones ever. This with the fact that its predecessor, the Mavic Pro, has dominated the travel-sized drone market since its release in 2016, leaves the Mavic 2 with some big expectations to meet. Leaks, rumors, and hype have been growing ever since the start of the year, and my goal is to search through this mess of information and try to find out what's true, and either way, whether I'm right or I'm wrong, we only have 3 days left until we find out straight from DJI on their August 23rd event we have all been waiting for since, well, July 18th. See the bigger picture. According to DJI, their biggest drone launch of the year. Let's see what the second Mavic Pro is all about. Looking back at my most popular video I have uploaded on this channel, it is obvious that the Mavic 2 is a topic that you are interested in. One thing that I have noticed in that video is that most of the leaks all the way from back in February 2018 are still surprisingly accurate now in August. If you'd like to watch the original video, I will put it here, but the point I am trying to get across is that the information that I got in that video, I am getting it the same way in this video, just with the updated leaks. And to do that, I am going through and searching across the internet and writing down all the information I can find about the topic. And I am going through this information that I've found, and any information that overlaps across many sources is the information I'm putting into these videos, because by searching it this way, I am only giving you the most accurate information. With all that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into this video. The Mavic Pro has conquered the portable drone market for some time now. One of the major reasons for this is the fact that the most portable drones released in this time, along with the Mavic Pro, from 2016 up until a few months ago, have all had similarly sized camera sensors, but most of them only offered video at 1080p, and they usually used electronic image stabilization, or if they're lucky, a 2-axis gimbal. The Mavic Pro offers a 4K camera and a compact 3-axis gimbal. The problem for DJI is now that many other drone manufacturers are catching on to what they have been implicating. Even DJI has a smaller drone now that is faster, more intelligent, and just more compact, the DJI Mavic Air. The reason all of this is so important for the Mavic Pro 2 is because it guarantees that if DJI wants the Mavic Pro 2 to be even as close to as popular as the Mavic Pro, they are going to have to offer something new to the compact drone market. The Mavic Pro offered a 12 megapixel 1/2.3 inch CMOS sensor with a f2.2 aperture and a 26mm focal length. These specs already blew away everything else on the market in 2016, and now they are still respectable. But many other companies have caught up and have pretty similar offerings. This is where the Mavic Pro 2 comes in. Since the start of the leaks, there have been rumors of a 1-inch sensor, and the recent rumors have not changed at all, but rather they show the possibility of 2 models rather than just one. One of these models is supposed to have a 1-inch CMOS Hasselblad camera, and the other is supposed to have a 2x optical zoom camera with a focal length of 24 to 44 millimeters. Just to keep things clear here for the rest of the video, these models are supposed to be 2 separate options. We learned this, believe it or not, by a magazine from a store. I guess that's what happens when you delay your reveal. We all see the bigger picture. Luckily, the cameras seem to be the only difference between the two, so this is the only part of the video where I'm going to have to talk about them separately. My reason for thinking this is, for one, if you read the write-up in the magazine for the Mavic 2, you see that the only feature that is separate from the two is the cameras. Everything else is written as if they're talking about just one drone. As well, when you look at the leaked image of the Mavic Pro 2, it looks exactly the same as the pictures in the magazine, as well as the DJI video released the other day. You see that they all say just Mavic 2 on the arm. There is no different model with a different name, because I think the body itself is the same and the only difference is the camera. As well, when you look in the leaked image, you also see the camera sitting on the table beside a handheld looking device with a lightning port on it. DJI reveals already look like Apple keynotes, so the lightning connector isn't much of a surprise. My guess is that the whole GoPro Karma option may be back, giving you the option to remove the gimbal from the drone and use it as a handheld gimbal. Hopefully this time it won't fall from the sky like a $1,000 rock. The only thing that would make me wonder about this is the fact that DJI already has the Osmo series, and allowing customers to use their drone camera as an Osmo would remove the Osmo from their lineup, but it makes sense. When was the last time you saw someone using an Osmo by itself? Plus, DJI released the cheaper Osmo Mobile 2 for phones and the Ronin S for larger cameras, meaning there's a spot in the middle between consumer and professional for a drone gimbal in their lineup. Plus, It would honestly just be awesome. Finally, something that hasn't come up much recently due to all the hardware leaks is the quality and frame rates of these cameras. Just thinking about it, we can narrow it down pretty easily. The Mavic Air offers 1080p at 120 frames per second, 2.7K at 60 frames per second, and 4K at 30 frames per second, and all of which are at 100 megabytes per second. Being that this drone is much smaller and still offers such amazing quality, it is obvious that DJI will either match those specs with the better camera sensors, or they will just add on and make the frame rates and quality even better. If they did go this route and add even more to the cameras, I would expect 1080p at around 240 frames per second, and hopefully, I'm very hopeful about this one, 4K at 60 frames per second, and if we're really wishing here, maybe even 4K at 60 frames per second with HDR. Next up is design, and this is one area where we can see that DJI has stuck with its past drones. If we look back at the Phantom series or the Inspire series, we see that DJI has upgraded the drones with each generation, but the general look and design stay the same. The Mavic 2 seems to be following in their downdraft with the same design we have seen in all the leaks and even DJI's video. On top of this, like I mentioned in my first video, the Mavic Pro has an amazing design, so why would they change it? The folding mechanism is solid and the look is a staple for the company. When I think DJI, I think Phantom and I think Mavic. Some things we have expected to see since the start of the leaks are a more aerodynamic look like the Mavic Air, a more protected gimbal area, and more sensors. The recent leaks point towards all of these things. As we can see at the start of DJI's video, there's a very familiar but a tad bit more aerodynamic look to the body. The folding mechanism is the same and the gimbal area is much larger and hopefully less brittle. We also see more obstacle avoidance sensors which, like we saw on the Air and in the write-up for the Mavic Pro 2, can enable autopilot assistance systems which allows the drone to fly around obstacles by itself by making a 3D world around it. This can help for new pilots, automated flight paths, and those who are so focused on getting a good shot that they fly into a tree. I'm guilty. Visibly near the rear of the device is side obstacle avoidance sensors, putting it at par with the Phantom 4 Pro, as we can only assume the rear of the drone has backward obstacle avoidance like the Air and the Phantom. This means it will have obstacle avoidance on the front, back, sides, and bottom. A question I've received is whether the Mavic 2 will have upward obstacle avoidance, or in other words, omnidirectional sensors, which in simple words means no matter where the branch, wall, or wire is coming from, the drone will hopefully see it and avoid it. Although you cannot see the upward positioning sensors in any of the leaks, it can still be a possibility as it could be closer to the rear, which is in none of the leaked photos or the video from DJI. The leaked magazine does specify omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. I guess we're going to have to wait and see, as there is little or no leaks on the upward obstacle avoidance sensors. Finally, the last thing that DJI might add to the design is longer legs so that the drone will sit slightly higher off the ground, because I have mentioned many times before, no one likes turning their drone into a lawnmower. On to performance. This is another area where we have direct leaks from the magazine. As you can see, it specifically says that the drone will have a top speed of 20 meters per second. And after some math, we are left with a more common and relatable speed of 72 kilometers per hour or 44.7 miles per hour. Those speeds are superior to the original Mavic's top speed of 65 kilometers per hour or 40.4 miles per hour, and almost as fast as the larger Phantom 4 Pro's 72 kilometers per hour or 45 miles per hour. Leaks have also shown that the Mavic 2 will have larger motors for more propulsion, and the write-up and pictures represent this perfectly. My guess was top speeds matching or surpassing the Phantom 4 Pro, as my guess is the Mavic 2 is going to make it so DJI has to upgrade everything about the Phantom series, as the Mavic 2 is a mini Phantom Pro. I guess it didn't surpass the Phantom, but all these speeds of the Mavic Air, Mavic Pro, Mavic 2, and Phantom are so close that you will not notice the top speed differences. Only their agility in the air, and I must say the size difference after switching from the Pro to the Air makes the Air feel much more nimble, and hopefully the larger motors on the Mavic 2 make it more nimble as well and decrease braking distance while increasing ascent and horizontal speeds slightly. As well as this, like the Mavic Pro Platinum, we can expect to see low noise propellers to keep noise down and so that people don't think you're a flying peeping Tom. Plus, if the whole point of the Mavic Pro Platinum was a little longer flight time and quieter flying, DJI must think those are important features, as if not, why would they release one drone just with those being the new features? We also see in the magazine the Mavic 2 is going to offer autopilot assistant systems and active track version 2. We know what APAS is, as it is on the Mavic Air, and it basically makes it so that you don't run your drone into a wall or tree, and it automatically avoids objects. As for Active Track 2.0, we don't know what it is at this point, but with the addition of all those extra sensors for obstacle avoidance, DJI will have their options open to surprise us. So next up is the battery, and this is one aspect of smaller drones that can either make or break them. The original Mavic Pro dominated with its small size and long 27-minute flight time. A drone could have the best camera out there, but if it can only stay in the air for 10 minutes, who is going to buy it? Flight time is important, and small drones struggle as it's a cycle. Bigger battery means longer flight time, but it also means more weight, and more weight means more power to keep it in the air, and therefore using more battery. Companies have to find the sweet spot for battery size, and DJI has seemed to with all its drones. The Spark has the shortest flight time, then the Air, then the Pro, and then the Pro Platinum, and then it comes to the Mavic Pro 2 with its 31-minute flight time, up 4 minutes from the original Mavic Pro. And although it sounds like nothing, a lot can be done in 4 minutes. And with the larger camera and bigger motors that also need more power to stay in the air, it is still pretty impressive that they have got the flight time up. Now, putting this flight time up while they added more weight to it can narrow it down to two things that they have. One, they could have changed the efficiency of the motors and ESCs and the amount of milliamp hours packed into each battery. Now, I am sure the Mavic 2 will have even more efficient ESCs than the Mavic Pro Platinum, but this alone can't represent that much of an increase. So between that and the fact that a new battery design is seen in DJI's video, I would say the Mavic 2 will have new batteries. Luckily, they are still on top and easy to remove, turn on and off, and see the battery percentage. But sadly, we will most likely not be able to use our old Mavic Pro batteries with it because of the newer batteries with a reported 4820 milliamp hours, up from the Mavic Pro's 2970 milliamp hour pack. What do you think? Would you rather have backwards compatible batteries and a shorter flight time, or a longer flight time but have to buy new batteries? Let me know in the comments below. Next up is the controller and range. And this is once again displayed in the magazine pages. As we can see, it reads up to 8-kilometer video transmission range at 1080p. There is no doubt in my mind that this drone will feature OcuSync like the Mavic Pro 1. No complaints here. OcuSync is unmatched, and I have never reached anywhere close to its limits due to the line of sight and, well, the law. But in areas where you can fly as far as the eye can see and then keep going, the extra 1-kilometer range will be appreciated. In all, we can expect to see amazing high-quality video transmission from the Mavic 2 with little to no interruptions in video feed. The connection and video feed will be the best of the best. Along with this, we can expect to see the same display on the Mavic 2 controller to display information about the drone, battery, and so on if your phone disconnects at any point. We should also see the removable thumbsticks like on the Mavic Air, as it increases portability and is a simple but genius idea. Along with all of this, there isn't much else that points towards any changes with the remote, because as I mentioned before, if there isn't anything wrong with something, why change it? The folding design to clamp your phone, folding antennas, multiple buttons, exposure control dial, and multiple direction function button all work together with the essentials like the sticks, record button, photo button, and gimbal controls to deliver a great feeling in the hand and an incredible amount of control over the aircraft. Moving on to the big one for a lot of people, including myself, price. If we take a look at the pricing of DJI drones lineup and the Mavic Pro, we can expect to see it launch at around $999 for the Zoom model and around $1,300 for the Hasselblad Pro model, and around $300 onto both of those prices for the fly mode combos of each, which come with an extra battery and a carrying case. I saw a video emerge at one point that backed up these numbers for the prices with footage straight out of the magazine, but I cannot find the video anymore, and all of the leaks seem to show there being no prices until you look on the website on the magazine. So for those numbers, you're just gonna have to take what I say with a grain of salt, but I did see that video before, so if it was real, that could be around where the pricing is, and if we just think about past drones from DJI, it would make sense for the Mavic 2 to start at 1,000. Up next is release date, and this one is simple. Well, at least we know the day that we will see the drone, as DJI teased it in their video from the other day. We can see that the delayed See the Bigger Picture event is going to be the release of the Mavic 2, and pre-orders should start soon after this event, which is scheduled for the 23rd of August, followed by the release of the drone itself by October at the latest, because it would match the release of the original Mavic Pro back in October 2016. So thank you for watching the video, and if you just skipped to this part, I'm just gonna put all the features here so that you guys, if you just wanna see what the Mavic Pro 2, Mavic 2 is all about, they're all gonna be up here, so you can check those out now. Okay, so just a quick recap. I made a video the other day. It was really quick. It was just about the DJI video, the release trailer for See the Bigger Picture for the Mavic 2. So I just wanted to go over a few things that I saw in that video really quick here, just in case you didn't watch that video. I'll link it right here, just in case you do want to watch that one anyway. So basically what we saw in that video is at the start, we saw that there was a new battery design and a more aerodynamic design of the drone itself. Judging by the fact that there are no longer LEDs, 4 of them, to display battery percentage, I would guess that the green circle around the power button on the battery is going to display whether the drone is on or off and how much charge is in the battery. My guess, as I mentioned in that video, is green would be 75 to 100, yellow would be 50 to 75, orange would be 25 to 50, and red would be 0 to 25% on the battery. So it would give you the same reading as the 4 LEDs, but just using one LED light with 4 different colors. Next up, what we saw in the video was some normal DJI amazing shots with all the amazing places that we're not allowed to fly our drones. But anyway, the next thing we saw was a inside shot with the drone, and as drones, you're not allowed to fly them inside and all that. DJI probably wouldn't want to give people the wrong impression. So my guess on that one is a hint towards the removable gimbal so that you can use it for inside shots, such as how people do it with the Inspire series. Next up, what we saw was a dolly zoom, which you can do pretty easily with just a 4K video in post-production, but if you want to do it straight out of the camera and get more of the perspective in, you do need a zoom lens, which with that 24 to 44 millimeter zoom model on the Mavic 2 zoom, that would be possible to do dolly zooms. And then from there on, it's a lot of hyperlapses, so I don't know if they're going to release some new mode to do hyperlapses. You can already do that by setting a flight path and just making your drone go really slow, but it's kind of challenging to get it so that you can stay up for the amount of time you want the video to last for without the battery dying and having to start over. So it would be kind of nice if they just put a thing in to say you can go this far in this amount of time before your battery dies and do a hyperlapse, because hyperlapses are cool. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And then at the end of the video, that's about all we see, and they say it's going to be their biggest launch yet, and they pretty much said thank you for waiting from their July 18th event. So thank you, DJI, for being pleasant about that. You didn't make us wait too long. Got the hype up. You know, we're all looking forward to this drone. It's honestly going to be like the most anticipated drone ever. Like, what other drone have people been asking this many questions about? Not many. Mavic Pro, staple of the company. So Mavic Pro 2, I hope it lives up to its expectation. I'm really excited for it. I actually sold my Mavic Pro and bought a Mavic Air just for the portability, better camera quality, and the portability. The portability is just amazing on this drone. I'm really enjoying it. But do I upgrade to the Mavic 2? I don't know yet. I'm really happy with my Mavic Air, and honestly, I don't think that I need all the stuff. Like, I'm not too interested in the zoom lens, or the Hasselblad camera would be pretty cool. It's gonna be cool. But pretty much I'm going to see whether I want to upgrade to it or if I want to stick with my Air. But For now, the portability is killing it on the Mavic Air. Quality is perfect. I have no complaints. So Mavic Pro 2, I am still really excited for. I have a feeling DJI is going to throw something pretty crazy at us on this one. So make sure you watch the event on August 23rd. I think I'll put it up here at the time. But anyways, one last thing, make sure that you sign up for this giveaway DJI is doing on their event. You answer a few questions about how you can get free stuff on their website and stuff. And after you answer them, you are signed up for a giveaway to get discounts, codes and stuff. So make sure that you go on there. I'll put the link up here. No, this corner this time. I'll put it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you go check that out. And if you're hyped for the Mavic Pro 2, please leave a like, comment, tell me what you thought, give me video recommendations, video ideas, anything. Mavic Pro 2 is just around the corner, August 23rd. Can't wait, don't miss it, and have a great day.